Jared, I say he's right here.
I think so too. I think I just saw an alligator on sonar.
What is that?
What do you see?
It's like a taillight sticking out of the water right there.
Today we are bringing you to Shreveport, Louisiana, where we are looking for 57-year-old Ernest Lee Franklin. Now, his son is the one that actually reached out to me on this one, Eric. And he says, you know, my father's been missing since December 27th of 2003. He drives a 1995 Cadillac DeVille with license plate number IJG528. The story goes is that he was last seen that evening at 11:45 p.m. where supposedly he was supposed to be going over to a friend's house. Now, we don't know where the friend or who the friend actually was. What we do know is that he lived at the 1600 block of Audrey. Now, in speaking with Eric, who's going to be down with us early this afternoon, he had to work this morning. Eric says, I said to him, you know, as we talk about this with families coming into this, like, what does your gut tell you? What is the most likely scenario? What is the closest location, or where do you feel like your father may be? Mm-hmm. And for Eric believes that his father is in the water somewhere. He says that no lakes have been searched, no rivers have been searched. And so I said, all right, where would I go first? If you were the one in charge of this investigation, Eric, where would we go? He said, take Stoner Boulevard to Stoner Park to Stoner Boat Ramp, which is exactly where we're at the Red River. And when I took this information, I took a look at the 1600 block, and we're coming into this fresh, and we're doing our investigation without any outside sources. This is the first and closest boat ramp for somebody if they are going to, you know, be taking their own life.
Yeah, I think this is a good location.
Yeah. And right now, I don't have any more information from Eric. You know, I don't know if we're dealing with a suicide. We don't know if we're dealing with a potential foul play, which, you know, we try to shy away from, you know, or an accident. You know, is he one that would take a drive late at night and go sit by the river? And we've had some cases where they just simply put it in the wrong gear. Mm-hmm. Are we dealing with dementia? We don't have that information yet, but we'll be talking with Eric later on today about all of that. Right now, though, I feel very, you know, like I said, I would have chosen this location. Eric chose this location. You chose this location.
Yeah. Let's go see what's in it.
Yep.
And with these that we continue to work, especially these cases that involved middle-aged men, we understand that we're working with a search area of about 5 to 10 miles. But not only that, we're also understanding that it's not a lake. It's going to be the nearest river. You know, that's been the pattern so far with the older gentlemen that decided to go along the lines of possibly taking their own lives. It's going to be the nearest, closest major river. And right here where we're at is that kind of location. Like Jared just touched on earlier, we don't know the circumstances behind the entire disappearance until we meet with Eric later, and he'll fill us all in, and we'll get to the bottom of that once Eric does show up later on and after he gets off of work.
But, you know, we may actually find, you know, Ernest before Eric gets here.
Yeah.
I mean, so we're going to know within 30 minutes.
I mean, it's happened before where a family's hunch is right, spot on. I like the fact that Eric was thinking about this spot, and when we come into it and we look at what we do and apply what it is that we would do with this investigation, this is one of the main spots that we would be at with or without that information. So the fact that he's thinking in the same way that we would be thinking, and that there's something extra there why he's choosing this place, I feel good about it, definitely.
And hopefully this is one of those cases where we can solve it in the first, you know, hour. You know, the ones that we come in, that just drags on, you know, we become hopeful and then we're let down. We become hopeful, we're let down, and some of them we walk away with, at least we're giving the family answers, but I would much rather give them, family answers to, we're bringing them home for you, rather than just answers of where they are not.
Let's do this.
You know, the other thing about this location that Eric was mentioning is he said that about 10 years ago, they pulled somebody from this area as well. And anytime something like that happens, the family is like holding their breath. They're always hopeful of like, is this my lost loved one that's being found today?
Yeah.
And we've been in situations where, you know, they've gone in for somebody before and they've never actually pulled out
Other cars.
or, you know, nor did they look any further. And we found on multiple occasions cars that were nearby that had never been searched and found. So,
And that comes back to also their unfortunate ability in a lot of these cases to just not even be able to find cars to begin with. Ready?
Ready.
We're all ready to go.
That other location that he sent me, I just don't see. I asked him if it was like a favorite fishing spot or something. I didn't see like an easy access into, but there might be potentially once we put eyes on it over there.
Jared, I say he's right here.
I think so too. There's a direct line from his house over to here. And we haven't established if, you know, if he had dementia. We haven't established if there was any suicidal. You know, it's right after the holidays. You know, after the holidays is when suicide rates actually go up. But we have not, you know, identified any of this information yet. But again, we play into this as if it is going through, if I'm going to do this, I want to make sure I end up in the deepest part of the water. Okay, so then I come off of the dock or I come off of the hillside instead of a boat ramp, it kind of goes down. So many variables come into this that we can't rule out anything when we're at these locations.
Or would people think that the boat ramp's going to be the deepest part because of the way it's dug out?
Never know. We're already at 14 feet right here, though. Wow. All right, so let's bring you into the world of sonar and scanning. Some of our past videos we've shown you how to read this and others we have not, so let's just take the time this morning to teach you about the 3 different sonar setups we use. We use what we refer to as a live scope. You can actually see things in real time happening right here. This one over here is down imaging, points directly down, and this one is a side imaging. Anything that is black is water column, anything that's black is water column. This one's casting 75 feet to the left, 75 feet to the right. Whatever the black is here and the grid lines are going to relate to the depth that you're going to see up here. So as we move out further into the river here, right, the boat ramp is 14 feet, so we're going to go find that hole again. But as we head out here a little bit, it should probably get a little bit deeper. So it's getting 7 feet, now it's only 5 feet. It's actually not as deep out here as I thought. The hole right here,
14 feet.
14 feet just now. So that means that if a vehicle were to go in there, it's not going to come back up against that wall. So now you can see it's getting a little bit deeper right here. And then shallower again. So let's just take this directly into the boat ramp. And I'll show you as it gets deeper here.
You can see a wall there because it's casting that shadow.
Yep.
That's where it raises and drops off there.
Alright, so see it's starting to drop off. Widening. Now it got shallow again. Got a rock right there.
Weird shadow there. I don't think that's a car though, but
Yeah, it's not a car. We're already at the boat ramp right here. So we just landed at the boat ramp. Wow, that was... Now, why did I have a 14-foot hole closest to the shore over here? So let's go run that. And then we'll go run the wall up along the park over here. The guy that was out here fishing was thinking that it was going to be 30 feet deep over here. So rocks and rocks.
mm-hmm.
Same rock we already identified. You can see the black over here is the shoreline. It's not a car. Whoa, what do we got right there?
It's a possibility from that scan.
So go back over that. There's a tree. So let's go hit that real quick. But it's also right there where all the concrete's at.
From the looks of it, and then the pile pattern there, and seeing the concrete up top, that would indicate it's a pile of concrete. However, once you rescan it again, it's going to tell you whether it is or not exactly. Tree, rock, concrete, yeah.
Yep.
That's all that is.
Yeah, right where all that concrete's at.
And,
Alright.
and you can see it right there. Those are the patterns that you can learn along the way that'll help you differentiate what something is.
Alright, so we have a whole bunch of foliage up here. So let's just run, just in case the river on December 27th may have been high, might have been running. Let's run this down about 200 yards. So Eric just texted me back. He says that that second location he gave me is a fishing spot, and he says that cars can easily go in up there. And it's underneath of a bridge that's more hidden and secluded.
Okay.
So that'll be our second spot. It's only 3 miles upriver from here.
Nice.
Not even 3 miles.
Nice.
And it's still a direct shot from Dad's house. What I almost want to do, is to finish scanning this park here, but then potentially, because we're kind of on the south side of the town area here, is just run this up to that spot. That we're not having to put in, and we're covering everything as well.
Yeah.
Hey Carson, we're gonna run this bank here at the park, then come back, and then put you in the boat with Doug, and you guys are gonna run the next 3 miles. Yeah, it's only 4 feet deep right here though.
That's fine.
Maybe that's why they put the other one in.
That's fine. How many cars on this trip have we found that I could stand on?
That's true.
4 feet. It's gonna 3 feet.
Yeah. Now this is where the book trailer says. There's no car here. There's no car here. There's no car here.
What is that?
What do you see?
It's like a taillight sticking out of the water right there.
Yeah.
What is that? Isn't that like a taillight housing?
No.
It's not.
No. I don't know what it is.
Some type of fiberglass.
Alright, so Eric just texted me some more. He says 2405 Old Mooringsport Road is a spot where we have fish at. People have dove down the side of the bridge for years to fish. So everything is along the river here. So just boom, boom, boom. This one's 6 miles upriver. And so far, and I like the way that Eric thinks. Oh no, this is different. Mooringsport Road. This thing doesn't go into the river. This is like a little private pond. But so far everything he's given me though is on this side of the river. So I really like the way he's thinking. And he's been thinking about this for a while. So for him, everything that he's thinking about is my dad's in the water somewhere. Like he's not denying that fact. Like,
Right. He just wants to find his dad.
yeah. Yeah, and with everything that Eric's sending me over to is right in line with exactly like our next spot that we would go to anyway. I really like him. Just the way that he's thinking this through. So Eric also says that he's been retired a couple of years. He worked at UOP Chemical Plant at 8725 Old Morrington Road. And so that actually takes us completely the opposite direction from his house and where we're actually searching. So right now we'll keep that one off of. Let's just stay focused on the river for right now before we go anywhere else.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, right now the river makes sense. It's the main body of water that runs through Shreveport. It's the most significant body of water.
Yeah.
So we'll hop in the boat and run it up a few miles and regroup then. And I'm sure you'll have a game plan ready to go.
Perfect. I'll move the RV and I'll meet you guys up there.
We're still at 7 feet. I just don't want to I want to make sure that we're not dealing with another situation like John Zarkowski where it floated downriver so far. Starting to see a lot of fish now though. Still at 6 feet. Nine feet. So one thing I do like, we have recalibrated these devices so the reading speed is going to be better. I can go a little bit faster than we typically have been going. So it definitely improves efficiency, whereas I had to be between 1.9 to 2.5, now I can go around 3 and still clearly see things. That was amazing the way Jared reprogrammed these. So right now I'm a little bit out further than when Jared and I were scanning here. And that's just because when Jared went over here, he was closer to the shore. So if I'm gonna go back over an area, I'm not gonna follow right in his footsteps, it's redundant. So I'm coming out a little bit further and going up to the side of that. Once we reach where Jared and I stopped, then I'll move back over and be closer to the bank and scan. I can't wait to talk to Eric and learn more about, his dad and all of those things that are really pertinent to what it is that we actually do and how we formulate, a calculated search area. The more you know what I mean? So I'm excited to meet Eric here in a few hours and that's another thing too. In traveling across the nation and being in all these different bodies of water, now we're at 4 feet, like we're almost in the middle of this river. Another thing we're learning is no river is the same. The characteristics of the rivers, there's no rhyme and reason you cannot take what you have learned in one river and apply it to the next. You will be totally wrong. Totally wrong. There's been times where we pull up and we think something's shallow and it's 40 feet deep. And there would be times like right now, look at this red river. Look how wide this river is. I am in the middle of this river. It's only 4 feet deep right here where we're at. And we just bumped something, you felt that? That's crazy. 5.8 feet. So Jared has sent me another location. Eric has sent him. And it's right up here near the train bridge. It's like a little cutoff from the Red River, but there's a road that leads up to it. He's sending me a video now that shows where it's secluded. You can drive right off into there. Not sure how deep it is, but when we get up here, we'll cut off of the Red River, which we're on now, and go into that little slough up near that potential dumping ground. See what's in there. I'm glad he found that. Eric's really thinking things out, and so far, what he's sent us has really added up as far as places we should be checking, and they're on our route too. So not only are the spots good, but they're efficient for what it is that we're doing because we're in the water already. 17 feet in this little slough. Not so little, huh? So this is right where you see the trailer right there where Jared is. And we're in this little runoff, 27 feet deep here. Whoa, look at that. So we got some deep water. I like deep water. Some trees. So we're way down further than what we wanted to go in this slough, but better be safe than sorry. We're gonna put the sensors up, and we're gonna jet up, and then cover that area river we had to skip up coming up here. So now we'll be heading downstream. Jared's over here with Mika, so let's see what he has to say. We're gonna scan what we skipped over.
I think I might have something of better interest for us.
Okay.
I mean, yes and no, but where I'm going with this, and I'm pulling it up right now for you. So we have another spot where vehicles have gone in before that the local dive team has found.
Yeah.
And it's a little bayou. It's off of Ford Street and Miller. Now the reason why we're interested in this is there's two little entry points here. And where I'm going with this conversation here is I want to bring up where his house is actually at. This little bayou puts us 4.3 miles away from his house. For where it's closer, it's more intimate, it's quiet, it's out of the way, and one of the deeper locations nearer to his home. Eric feels strongly about this. It was in the news on another recovery that took place, and I feel like he possibly could be, and that the dive team that went in there just simply didn't go out far enough to explore anything else.
Right.
Coming up on between, this one was an area of interest, but we really don't, I mean, although there could be potential entry points up here.
Oh no, I get you. That was completely like just going out of the way to cover extra.
Yeah, we can come back to this, but it's
Right.
still early in the day. We have two other higher probability locations than to waste our time for the next hour along the downtown area here.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's do that then. I'll let Eric know that we're going to head down there next. We also have another, that other road that goes in. It looks like it drops right into the water over there too. And it looks like it gets deep right here too. And if you're local, I don't know. It's a possibility, let's find out. Doug, Eric just pulled in.
How's it going, man?
How you doing, man? Eric Franklin.
Yeah.
Eric, Jared,
Eric Franklin.
pleasure to meet you. So we've been talking about your dad all morning with, just going off of the clues that we currently have, some of the, our first locations that would be, most likely.
Right.
And we're really glad that, you were able to get off work and come down and kind of help us out with this one.
Man, I really appreciate y'all guys, man, for coming right to Shreveport to help me out.
Yeah. So take us back, to the beginning, in your own words, the day, the time, what's kind of unfolded, and bring us into the world of, your dad, who he is, and kind of what may have led up to this.
It's a lot of uncertainty. My dad was a very private person, so, he had a small circle he dealt with, but leading up to him coming, to be missing was, the last person he talked to was my auntie living in California. That was like on December the 27th, 2003. And he spoke to her. He told her that he was heading out to meet a friend. I guess that was around 11 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
And that was basically the last time somebody spoke with him. But he's supposed to have been to cook to his brothers and sisters that was still here in Shreveport, New Year dinner. And when that didn't happen, that kind of threw a red flag something is wrong.
Okay.
So after the first, they didn't hear from him. So I guess they waited a few days, and I think he was reported missing like on January the 5th. Because I know I had got a call like on that Wednesday, asking me did I know where my dad was. And I was like, nah, I haven't talked to him. And basically that was the story, the whole story behind the situation. So, I've been searching ever since, But,
So as we start breaking down timelines, we have January 27th. Aunt is the last one that ever spoke with him. Or I'm sorry, yes, December 27th. And then he was supposed to show up for New Year's Day dinner.
Yeah, he was cooking.
In fact, he was cooking.
Yeah, he was.
So did the family show up, or they were just calling, like, hey, what time? And then...
I think they was calling at the time. They
Okay.
was calling. Because, my dad lived by himself, so I guess they was calling the phone, trying to find out what was going on.
Okay.
But I think his brother, my Uncle James, he called. They might have was calling to the house. I know they ended up calling my mom. And I know I ended up finding out on a Wednesday.
Okay.
I remember that day like yesterday when I was walking into the house when my mama asked me, have you heard from your daddy? I was like, nah, I haven't talked to him. And that's when she told me,
Okay.
nobody ever saw him.
So let's start, breaking this down. Some things and some of the clues that we're looking for is cell phone. Did he have a cell phone?
Yes, he had a cell phone.
And was it with him, or was it at the house?
I'm sure it was with him. They never found the cell phone, or they never found the white Cadillac. It was just like a 95 sedan Seville Cadillac.
Okay. Were they able to do any cell phone pings and trace the phone at all? Any cell phone records?
No.
Okay. So the last phone call, the last record of any sort, is just calling your aunt from the house phone or from the cell phone?
Just from the cell phone.
So from the cell phone. Okay. Medications, wallets, anything of that left at the house?
No.
Was he on any medications, any dementia, any...
None that I know of. He might have been on something like blood pressure pills or
Okay.
something like that.
Holiday season, we're right after Christmas. How big is the family? It's celebration. Anything happening in his life? Are we looking at something where, you and the family, like something happened to him, somebody may have taken him? Or are we also looking at the, we had a family fight, depression during the holiday season? Are we looking at, and I'm sorry if I have to ask these tough questions, are we looking at suicide?
Possibly. I'm not saying that I had any signs of that, but I have thought about that.
Okay.
Because, a nice Cadillac and nothing having been found in like 18 years, I had to think like, would he do that?
Right.
Would he actually take his own life?
Right.
But I can't speak of any proof that he was depressed or anything around about that time. I don't have nothing 100% to hang my hat on.
Right. Let's come back to Christmas and the holiday season. Anything within the family, any family arguments that were taking place at the time?
Well, none that I know of, but I heard he had an argument earlier that year with a friend.
Okay.
And I spoke to him about that, and he told me it was something behind the friend stealing something out of the house.
Okay. So nothing big that would lead up to taking one's own life. Wife, girlfriend, your mom, what's the relationship status of your dad?
They've been divorced.
Okay.
So
Did he have a girlfriend?
none that I know of.
Okay. And I don't want to, again, those tough questions bring you back into it.
Right.
You didn't talk to your dad, or you didn't find out until that Wednesday.
Right.
So your relationship with your father, I've had...
Yeah, our relationship was pretty decent. We just like any other relationship, you have your little differences and stuff, but it wasn't nothing major.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like I might go a couple of days, talk to him, then I might go a couple of months and not talk to him. You know what I'm saying? But
So it wasn't like anything like years, like we didn't speak for years, and
No.
and we hated each other, but we came together on New Year's Day for once a year type of deal.
Like that.
Okay.
Nothing like that.
So then we just come into, are we looking at, was he going to his friend's house? And I wish that we knew where his friend lived, or, who he was going to go see, because then that would at least give us a route of which direction did he end up going. Right now, we've now searched 2 locations this morning without you, and both of them would have been straight up, I'm checking out.
Right.
Same thing with this location. This is a straight up, I'm going somewhere to check out.
Right.
I never want to believe that of somebody.
Right.
And a lot of times we find people in, where people are like, oh, well, there was foul play involved, and then it turns out to be nothing more than an accident. So we're looking for a lot of those accident locations as well. And so now we start looking at, all right, Dad lived over on the 1600 block of, Audrey. Let's start looking at a 5-mile radius from there. As he's leaving the house, in which direction might there be an accident, especially if it's 11:45 at night? But he left her with the impression that he was going to go meet the friend that evening.
Right.
Okay.
Right, that night.
All right. Do we know what the weather conditions were that night?
I'm not sure, but I don't remember any bad weather that night. Yeah, back then I don't remember.
Okay. All right. So then I think that what we'll do is, so we're at this location because, you sent me a list of here, this has been weighing on me. This location has been weighing on me, and this one. So this one is our third location that we're checking right now. We always want to say, fingers crossed, we're going to find him sooner than later. So we're just about ready to suit up, or not suit up, but the boat's already in the water. We're going to put the motor down there. We'll know within 15, 20 minutes if this is our location. If not, you sent me, 4 locations today. Let's take a look at that, and then from there, let's come back to his house. Let's start looking at that 5-mile radius, and then we're going to just start dissecting it like we normally would. Let's look at those accident locations. Eric, anything else that I can do for you right now?
Oh, no, I just appreciate y'all just being here, taking the time out to help people like me.
Absolutely. Well, we'll jump in here right now. Like I said, 15, 20 minutes. We'll have an answer for you here, and then we can start moving to the next location and give you time to run home and change if you're going to hang out with us for the day and be a part of this with us.
Okay, fine.
Sound good?
Appreciate you.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Eric.
It's the first hope I had in a long time.
Well, I appreciate you guys reaching out to us and trusting us to help you out.
Man, I was doing my research, just trying to find, support groups and different stuff, and I came across y'all, and I was like, hey, let me give it a try.
Yeah. Well, and the one thing for us, is that we appreciate the families that have come before you that allowed us to share their stories. So that way you can find us, and other families after you will be able to find us, and sharing your story today with us. It means the world to us, and so that's how we spread awareness. So appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I'm telling you.
We're at 10 feet already, 11 feet.
Yeah.
This is 100% a doable location, without a doubt. We're getting down to 4 feet now. But let's change the width of this to just 50 feet. And I'm more interested in that other side because you have 2 drive-off points here.
The road goes in it?
Yep. I'm really interested in that point.
Hello? Hi.
So there's the road, and we're getting backed up to 5 feet now, right here. So we have nothing in here.
When we start choosing these things like this, it just becomes a wild goose chase. It looks good.
No, it looks great.
I just think it's the river. If you're gonna take yourself out, you're not gonna choose this. You're gonna choose the river.
Right. Well, we do have another spot that's not the river, but we can go explore some more options. I mean, you can see a tire. The tire's the only thing down here that we've seen so far.
What does the bottom look like?
Oh, it's flat and smooth. I mean, it's a nice, clean bottom. If there's a vehicle in here, we're not going to miss it. But see, a vehicle has been found in this bayou before.
Well, at least what we have with this, Eric doesn't have to worry about this spot anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
and the 3 spots now we've checked off his list. Like, he's been thinking about this for 18 years, he said. Alright, so we have his house right here. And so let's break out to the water locations. And so if you're going in any direction,
Cross Lake.
So you think that road that goes across the lake on 220?
Or any of the boat ramps. It's the boat ramps.
Boat ramps at the lake.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start breaking that down. All right, we go across the bridge. It's a major road. We've seen cars go off of bridges similar to this before. Okay, so we check the bridge as location number 1 next, right?
Yeah.
Now, as far as a boat ramp by his house, I don't know if there were any boat ramps that I saw. So you have train tracks there, so you're not getting down there. Okay, you have a potential.
Yeah, it's going to be off of an established boat ramp. Like a real deal boat ramp.
Think so?
I think so.
I don't know. I mean, this is...
He's in a Cadillac. He's not going to be complicated with it. If he was thinking along the lines of doing it himself,
Right.
100% a boat ramp.
I mean, you had Bill that just...
He's in a real low profile Cadillac, but this isn't Bill.
Right?
Bill was way more aggressive in nature
Okay.
and knew what he wanted to do. He had an idea. He planned that. You know, I'm not saying that this gentleman didn't or couldn't have, but I find it very unlikely.
Okay, so we have the boat ramp downtown that we already went to. So we have one on the south side, across lake, boat launch right there. How you feeling about that one?
That at least puts us into the lake. Is that the only one there?
Yep. So boat launch on the lake.
Yeah.
But this is going to be a lot further from his house too. Like the river would have been closer.
I mean, I think the river too. Just, I mean, from the map, it looks like...
We have no other boat ramps at the river though. That's our issue with the river. Also, again, coming back also is that the ones that we've done has not been like a high traffic area. Everything we've ever found has always been like off the beaten path in a quiet location. Is this quiet enough? Shore Drive at midnight. We found them off boat ramps many times. I mean, right now, as far as boat ramps go, the river boat ramps we covered. Too many boats there. People live on the water there, so you're not doing that one. And then you have this one up here. We're going to try Fleming Park. I think that's going to be too small and shallow. So right now, I think our next likely location is going to be this one. And then run up and cover the bridge. Okay. All right, let's go cover that one then.
Okay, well, I can see over there, and you got about...
You got it separated.
There's a lot more separation on the other side.
Oh, okay.
Like
So we're not
3
getting
times
through
the
all
amount
that.
of separation.
I got you. Okay. Well, here, let me just put the drone in the air real quick. Let me just look at it. Oh yeah, you're not getting a Cadillac down here. Alright, so you have a road right there that comes down and under there. And then comes down to the other side. Okay, got a guide wire there. Okay, so you do have the... Oh wait, this is to the other road over here. Wait a minute. I think we're talking about that this goes to the other road over here. To the other river. Got a boat down here. And then the road just keeps on going down here. Yeah, you're not getting a car in there. Well, you might get a car off right here. So Doug, we're talking about into the other river is what we're actually talking about now.
On the other side.
Yeah, so once we go here to this bridge, we make a right, it actually comes down into the river right here. So let me turn around and just kind of give you a view of all this. So what I want...
That's where we were?
No, we haven't been over here yet. So let me come out here. I'm just gonna fly out through here and then I'll turn and give you a visual of all this. So coming back, you can come out into there if you wanted to. Okay, but I think you're gonna high center there. It's not high probability. Okay, and then you have this one here. Is it doable? Yeah, you could. Probable? I'm not putting money on it, but I mean, we can't rule it out either. It is a nice, quiet little area for sure. Now here's my road coming back up into it. So there's my road coming down. Got a nice little boat. So that's our road coming down. And this is going to turn us back around over here. This is that bridge right there. I'm on the other side right now. So let me see where this road goes as well. Yeah, there's just garbage there. That road doesn't go anywhere. So that's what we have. Doable? Yeah. See all this, Eric?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, we used to drive down through there.
I mean, at least we can rule this out. Just knock all this out real quick. Because, I mean, our big thing is, you know, to be here for you, Eric, and, you know, to give you the answer of we no longer have to look here. So let's do that. We'll looks like a decent trail that we can actually get the boat down right here. Okay, let's do that. We'll I'll just pull the trailer up a little bit more, and then we can work on putting it in right here. "15 feet. So far, nothing. Last spot is going to be right here on the left side of this coming off. Other than that, this whole area is going to be clear. And we have nothing, Carson.
Oh, I'm pretty sure back then you could drive in there. A lot of people used to fish off the road.
Okay.
Back then, it wouldn't be a day you wouldn't drive by, you wouldn't see people fishing down the side of the road.
Back in the day, I mean, it looks like there's no guardrail here either.
Nah.
Putting this into more of a Samantha Hopper situation. You have no guardrail here, and you have two bridges that are coming across right here. So let's go park right here and get things started right there. Thank you. All right, so we're looking at a first accident possible location right here. And that looks extremely shallow. Hey, what's the depth of this in here?
About 4 or 5 feet.
4, same thing on this side? All right, are there any deeper sections of this lake where somebody might go in, like whether it's suicide or on accident that you know of?
It's shallow around here right now because the lake, if you look at the tree line, the lake is almost like two.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, like all this normally be underwater, so.
Right.
That's why I say I wouldn't.
All right, we're gonna go check the boat ramp then on the south side. It's not high enough in here, but
I doubt it.
it's not gonna be deep right here. So then we come back up to his house. Let's check out any body of water next to his house. Like we have like this little small whatever there, but
And then it's
that's
what's getting us in this is there's so many of those bodies of water, and we just don't have a last look.
I'll tell you. The only other body of water that I would be drawn to is going to be the pond behind his work. He has a connection to it. He worked there. He knows it. But it's Sunday. No permission, no access. That would be one of those things where Eric would have to work on gaining access to that as to, hey, here's the reason why I would like to have a dive team jump in.
Yeah, the significance in that, their significance there.
Yeah, work, and he used to take his family fishing there.
Right.
I mean, I don't know how long he worked there, but it sounds like he worked there like it was a career for him, and he retired from it. Outside of that, then where do we go?
It's hard. Like we don't even know his last known location.
Yeah, if you start looking at it, I mean, you're looking at the entire state of water just everywhere. But nothing around his house, no direction that says, hey, he was going this direction, here's an accident. Or, hey, here's the last cell phone ping location, here's the direction we need to go.
It's just, I just feel like we don't have anything to go off of. Nothing at all.
Yeah, we have no evidence of suicide, no evidence of foul play, no evidence of an accident.
And no last known whereabouts. No ping. There has to be an X factor, and we don't have that on this one. That's what makes it so hard, and it makes it discouraging to do this without that X factor, without that Sadie, without the cell phone ping, without that we seen him leave, without the, that, hey, I'm gonna be in a river, or some type of X factor that you need. We really need these. If we had a month here, could we find him? I'm sure if he's here, eventually we would find him. But then it's just really, really tough without an X factor. And no matter what we do on the map, there's always an excuse to go to another location. I mean, it's just we're looking for somebody. So at the end of the day, every location is a possibility, but in being successful in this, it really relies on that X factor, that little tiny piece of information that somebody might have that's gonna lead us closer to finding it. And it could be the stupidest piece of information that we may deem necessary to change the scope of a target area. I mean, we don't know this, we don't know this until we get here. We talk to Eric to find out more about what he knows. Unfortunately, he doesn't have that X factor. I know he wish that he did. I know I wish that he did. We just, coming into it looks great. He's missing with his car. He's here. We have the Red River, one main river. The son thinks, that was his first option, but that's the only boat ramp. I looked twice while you were talking to him, and that's where we were at Stoner, is the only boat ramp.
This is one of those ones where we just end up biting in our lip, and scratching our head. Like, we want to help everybody. We wish that we could help everybody. So here's what we need you to do to help us help Eric. If you're in the Shreveport area, if you know of December 27th, 2003, we're looking for a 1995 Cadillac DeVille. Is there anything between the 27th and the end of the year, we're looking at a 4 to 5 day period, where you might have seen Ernest? We don't know for a fact that he left that evening. He stated to the aunt that he may have been, but, you know, jog your memory. You know, IJG 528, I think is his license plate. We'll splash that up again right here. Were you friends with him?
Yeah.
You know, did you work with him? Was there any indication ever of anything that he may have said? You know, Eric right now he feels like he's, you know, working this alone, and that this is the first time he's had anybody step up to actually help him in locating his father. So if you can, if you know of anything, please reach out to us. In the description down below is the email address. It is support@adventurewithpurpose.com. Also, if you've not already done so, please make sure to subscribe as well, because just by subscribing and sharing these videos, it helps spread awareness that somebody, whether it's on this case or another case, is going to, you know, possibly help us solve some of these cases that we go out on. Or you're going to help us spread awareness for another family that may need our help down the road. So if you need our help, another family needs our help, this is how we can help get the word out. With that one, we appreciate you being here. We're going to do everything we can to help Eric, and we're going to help the next family as well. So thanks for your time. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time.